Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of She Said What? We're currently going through the Black Lives Matter situation where I want to make sure you all know, maybe you need to adjust your screens. I am Black and I am proud. So Black lives do matter. I am Black, my life matters. And I'm an HR professional, and I want to make sure that any company or organization that I work with, I want you to know that I will make sure that diversity and inclusion is a part of the mission, values, vision, strategic goal, and it keeps growing and promoting and going. It is very important that employers understand that inclusiveness and diversity and understanding of what your organization is promoting outside of the organization and the feelings of your staff are understood because it builds your culture. So today, we're going to be talking about those employees who lost their job because of racist rants. And are you protected by the First Amendment when it comes to your workplace environment? So we're going to get into a couple of idiots who decided to go on a racist rant. So the first idiot that we're going to discuss is going to be the Flash star, Hartley Sawyer. He plays Ralph Disney, an elongated man on the superhero CW show. There's some tweets from 2012 to 2014 where he is proud to call himself a racist as well as a womanizer. So let's see how proud he actually is, Mr. Elongated Man. I hope this makes you feel strong. And as you see, there are various tweets that just show him engaging in inappropriate conversations about being a racist and ranting about African Americans and being a womanizer. So he's pretty comfortable in his skin. Up next, we have Mr. David Hawkins of Des Moines, Iowa, who evicted a man because he participated in a Black Lives Matter peaceful protest, actually. A Des Moines, Iowa Black businessman by the name of Jeremiah Johnson is a fashion retail store owner, and he has a shop inside of one of the office buildings in Des Moines, Iowa. Well, he gets a knock on the door from Mr. David Hawkins advising him that he's going to be evicted because of his participation in the Black Lives Matter movement protest. Right. So I want to show you a little bit of video that we have so that you can see what he had to deal with and the inherent racism that was spewing from David Hawkins' mouth and the ignorance that he has.
Had incidents like what happened.
Okay, because you guys never thought anybody would ever step up and finally fight back to us what was happening in this country.
We have been fighting against it.
Either way, that doesn't have anything to do with you leasing this place. Like,
I was tired of not hearing your voices heard. You were getting mad at me for other people's preaching. I was protesting the right way.
Well, I have no
Why
problem
get mad
with
at
that.
me then? But you say so you're not okay with the riot, and also you're not okay with me peacefully protesting?
Hey,
Is that your concern?
I'll just tell you flat out, if there's something illegally going on at a place that I'm at, I don't want to be a part of it. I'm personally going to leave.
But there's two different
That's all.
groups.
That's all. As
There's
far
two
as
different groups. There's groups
I
with
don't know.
riot
I
shows
don't know
with
anything
peaceful
about it. All I
protest.
know is
There's two
that
different
if
groups.
someone's doing something illegally someplace,
but what does that have to do with him?
So, Israel, would you do anything illegally? So,
I'm not saying you did. All I'm saying is that I think it's poor judgment to be at a place where something illegally is going on, whether you're part of it or not.
We didn't think it was going to happen. We were there for peaceful protest.
That's what I'm saying. When it happens, I leave. I'm out of there. I don't want my face associated with something that's going on.
Okay, and
That's what we're with the news reporter. We're not with the guys who was out there doing it.
Hey,
You
I
saw
can't
how we
interpret.
were.
I can't interpret.
let's go, bro. Let's go.
he is not making sense.
So next we're going to get into Xoxo Amelia, who was working as a physical therapy assistant with Mr. Ken Ackerman of the physical therapy company in Gulfport, Mississippi. And so it looks like she was let go, according to Mr. Ackerman, because I can do what I want. And that's that. So let's get into it and let's see what it sounds like to you, shall we?
This is where I work. He just fired me because earlier a patient, we had a conversation. It was 4 of us. I was the only black person. And they literally was saying talking about the rioters, saying how, they don't understand whatever. All I said was they were rioting and protesting because a white officer murdered a black man that was unarmed. And I went to lunch, came back, did my day, was doing my notes, and he literally just fired me.
What's best for this clinic, and my decision is to decide this will be your last day. So you turn in your timesheet, you'll be paid till 5, and then just give me your key, and there's no need to.
Okay, and why is that?
Because it's my decision, and that's what I decide.
Yeah, but why? I do deserve an explanation.
And your explanation is, I decide what's best for my clinic, and that's what my decision is.
But that's not right, though. You feel like that's righteous? Like that's okay?
Yes, it's my business, my decision.
Without any answer or anything.
I just told you.
So as you have heard through the recording, Mr. Ken Ackerman has let Xoxo Amelia go for reasons, in his words, because I can, because I want to. I want employees and employers to know that Mississippi is an at-will state, which means that an employer can let an employee go for any reason other than anything having to do with race, religion, color, nationality, sex, any of those legal reasons, or age, the protected group. Next in our roster of racist rant idiots, we have Stephanie Wrapkin, a 64-year-old lawyer who decided to spit on a 17-year-old protester protesting for the Black Lives Matter movement. Let's watch and see how much of a disgrace she is. A person who decided to take the bar, a person who has a fiduciary right to keep a blind eye to justice. So let's see what a blind eye looks like. Because to me, the only eye that looks like it was blinded was the one she spit in of the 17-year-old black individual marching for justice. Let's watch. All right, wonderful people. Last but not least, we have the fake woke protester, Washington Examiner Fiona Moriarty McLaughlin. Oh, that's a mouthful. She was found out to be a fraud. We're going to look at her picture and see what actually happened, or didn't happen, shall we say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Lol. Boyfriends of Instagram. Good job, guys.
So again, can you be fired or terminated or let go for the things that you see on the internet? You may think that your employer or your human resources person is not watching or is not cognizant of what you're doing, but And maybe we're not. We're not necessarily sitting there watching and trying to see what you're doing. But you do have people that are watching you. And some of your colleagues don't like what you're doing. And some of the people that follow you and that listen to you and that you're actually sharing this footage with don't like it either. Or you might not even be sharing with your colleagues. You might just be posting to the internet. Somebody on the internet does not like it. And they will share it. And they will find you. And then they send it to me. And I'm in HR. And I have to figure out, what does this do for the employee? What does this do for our employees? How does this affect company morale? What does this look like for our culture? What does this look like for our employment branding? What does our balanced scorecard look like when it compares to the type of employees that we have that are making these racist types of rants? Is this beneficial for the organization? Is this beneficial for our internal stakeholders and our external stakeholders? What does it look like? And if it's not a good fit, we got to chop it, which means you. Okay? So, to sum it up, First Amendment means that the government can't shut your speech down or prevent you from speaking, but it doesn't prevent the rest of the world from doing that, darling. Okay? Private sector employees can be fired for hate speech. Government employees can probably be fired as well if it interferes with their ability to do their job, meaning your colleagues, the branding of the employer. Okay? So, when you think that you've gotten away with it, somebody's watching. Now, you're asking yourself, I'm hoping, what can you do as an employer or as an employee? Get your HR involved. HR, if you're watching, get involved. Look at your current policies. If you don't have a policy, look to write a policy that is inclusive of your culture. What does diversity look like in your organization? What does the population look like? When is the last time that you looked at the EEOC report and the demographics, of who's in your organization? When is the last time you looked at the tools that you have that you're using to hire? Okay. Do they have a disparate impact? Which means that, are they unintentionally discriminatory? Okay. Look at your policies. Audit. Rearrange some things. Human resources. You hold the key because you're a very important part of the organization. Why? You have to be involved in everything. You have to know what everyone does. Okay? So, you hold a vital key. Use it. Unlock those doors. Don't be afraid to open those doors. And don't be afraid to shut those doors if they hold a lane to toxicity. Stand up. You know what's right. Your CEO hopefully trusts you. You hold the key to an integral part of what your culture looks like. So make it make sense. All right. Said what I said. She said what she said. She said what? And that's what it is. I hope this video has helped you understand and be mindful of the things that you say online and the things that you do online. Always stand up for your rights. Okay? And HR, you can't pick and choose what you think is right. You have to be fair, transparent, ethical. That's not an option. You have a fiduciary duty to get this done. So get it done. Take care. I hope your hands are clean and everything else in between. And until we meet again, stay safe. God bless.